All right, y'all. I'm gonna throw this in real quick. Ain't gonna be long at all. It's dealing with a video that I made at another time. So I did already do it, but I'm kind of gonna elaborate on it real quick because I know that I'm getting confirmation from different places that we just have to be calm and try not to be as stressed out. But it's dealing with President Donald Trump. And at the time that I dreamed about him, and I don't dream about politicians. That's not something regular for me to dream about at all. And when I really think about it, I don't think I've too much dreamed about any politicians. So anyway, this happened in the year before the election, because they start talking about the election the year before for sure. So I dreamed about Trump, and like I said, I made another video on this, and I'm starting to realize that, and that's the main reason why it kind of puts you in to make a decision that you make for the election. And it's like, okay, it was right there in your face. So the dream that I had was just him standing on a podium with that long coat that he might have on, and he just facing the audience. That's basically what it was. And so, like I said, I've never dreamed about Trump. Never, don't remember dreaming about any other politicians. And so, of course, this was the second election. But the message that I'm gonna throw out here right now, because I've been coming across different, people got their different opinions about what's going on. And it's rough for everybody in different angles and different categories. So I'm just thinking that even with situations in life, it seems like something is really a hard struggle at the time. But when you, just like they tell you, you have to go through the storm and come across on the other side. So I want to say, in the end, I'm feeling that for me to have a vision, it was just that standstill. It wasn't no before and after. Before he was on the standing on the podium, and it wasn't one of those drawn out dreams. So I can even just say it was more like a vision, but it was brought to my attention. And at the time, of course, you having a difficulty even trying to figure out who you gonna vote for. So anyway, I just want to take you back in time on, just the things that was going on. And this year, everything that's been going on, I think it's just the point that I just made another video dealing with change. Sometimes you just have to, just like they used to say, it is what it is. You just have to deal with what the cards that you're dealt and try to make the best preparations to deal with it. So on that note, I've been getting from different places, how people think and what their opinion is on the state that we're going through right now, the state of society and all of the different things that's up and down and around the bend. And, you have to grab a hold and try to stay, what's the words? I'm not going to try to think too deep right now, but, just try to be in a solid place, a comfortable place where things are not out of order, where you feel safe. That's really what I'm looking for, mainly. You try to get into a safe, comfortable place. And it can be uncomfortable, but just as long as you grab a hold of things and deal with it the best way you can, like I said, you just have to ask God for the strength, the wisdom, and the know-how to deal with what we're going through right now. Because like I said, 1 minute is this one. I mean, I really think that's the reason why this year has gone by so fast. We're in the month of November. In actuality, we don't even have 2 full months, because this is November the 5th. November the 5th is, so that's already done taken away from November. So we have less than 2 months in this whole year. And that's another thing. I'll throw in real quick. Go ahead and get your mind centered on what goals you need to finish by the end of the year. And even if you cross a little bit over into January, you know how people have those New Year's resolutions. Well, I already start working on that stuff, and it won't be so hard for you to meet those goals. But anyway, back to that kind of lines up with what's going on with this state of the state that society is in right now. You know, just go ahead and whatever you decide to do for the holidays. I don't deal with the holidays no more. I'm not gonna get into that either. But the thing about it is, some people are realizing now that they might need to let go of these holidays, and it's something that, you know, that's not easy to do, especially when we're brought up from birth and young childhood on doing these things. But anyway, my main point is, I'm starting to think that we're having rough times right now, but as long as we survive the storm, I think we'll be okay. You know what I'm saying? And just like I said in the other video, you have to make steps to plan out things, to check off things off your list. You might have to jump into a situation that you wasn't really, you know, you was procrastinating on. And that goes back to what I was saying about the change in the other video. If you listen to it, and, you know, if you don't, go back and listen to it. Because as far as what I'm looking at, is this stuff is lining up as far as society as a whole, not just your personal situation, but it's affecting everybody in all different kind of ways. And when you think that it's not affecting you, that's not nothing I'm dealing with, but it trickles on down, and the energy can shift around and still affect you, where there's other family members, or just different sort of things that it still can line up with you personally and your family. So anyway, I'm just saying that try to steadfast and hold strong, and get out here, you know, and ask God for, like I said, for the strength and for the wisdom to know what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. You know what I'm saying? So I think for right now, I might elaborate on that some more at another time, but I just feel like, you know, even people that's like, oh, I never thought this would have happened, you know, after this election. Well, some things it's just gonna transpire. I'm just gonna put it that way. Some things are just gonna transpire. You can't do nothing about it. It's written. What they used to say, it's written. You know what I'm saying? Or it's in the Bible. Or we was already forewarned about this kind of stuff. So we just have to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, and ask God for the strength to be able to know what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. To make the best decisions. To, instead of doing A over here, this situation might need you to do B. And then it might need for you to do B and E. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you have to put in a combination of things, but to have the knowledge to know what to do and when to do it, so you won't be as stressed out. So I think that's going to be all that I'm going to say. But like I said, just even having that vision about Trump before the election happened. But I know nobody expected this kind of stuff. Not on this level. Even the ones that were saying, "Oh, this is gonna happen this way. This is gonna happen the way that this way or that way." I don't think that nobody expected this year to be the type of year that it is. So anyway, like I said, on that note, I'm gonna end it, and I'll be back with more. Comment, like, subscribe, and all of the above. I appreciate it. All right, I'm out. Gotta handle business.